So this is a Bailey Unicorn Madrid. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel, handbrake and cable to the car. That is something we'll go through in a separate video that we'll also send over to you, just to demonstrate the hitch up procedure itself. That will also cover the ATC that you see on the A-frame as well. Now the ATC is automatic trailer control, so essentially if the caravan started swinging or swaying as it went down the road, it'd pull each brake independently, or pull on each brake independently to bring the caravan back straight. In the front locker, you've got your gas regulator up on the bulkhead. The pipework would come down to the bottle, and as it's got an Aldi heating system on here, you'd need to make sure you use you can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilo bottles, but you would need to use propane gas as the source of gas. Coming down the right-hand side side of the van, you've got a storage locker at the front here. Open that up and you can access the storage. You also then got a water tank underneath the front seating area, where it stores the water on board the van. You've got your aqua roll and water connection on the side of the caravan, and your Aldi heating vent for the gas systems on board the van. So basically your flue that you've got at home on the side of the house. You also got your wind down legs on either side at the front of the caravan. With the water pump connection itself, very simple to use. Pull out and push into place, and you use the cap or the flap to lock it down into position. You've then got your motor mover, which I'll go through at the end of the video to tell you how that works, and the wheel nuts will be torqued before the caravan leaves site to 120 Newton meters, which you can find on the little sticker just there if you ever forget. You've got your grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van that will drop down into your waste master, and that's for the waste water that goes in the front of the van. It's got to come out somewhere, and that is the waste position just there. Going further back, you've got your battery box and mains power lead. As you can see, we're connected up to power here on site, so we can demonstrate everything working inside the van. And behind there, you've also got your motor mover power switch, which again I'll come back to later in the video. Just here, you've got your toilet flush tanks. This takes 3.5 litres of fresh water, and then a cap full of the pink fluid. Below that, in the locker, you have the toilet cassette itself. To release the toilet cassette, pull out the orange handle and pull towards you. You've got the waste neck here that turns out to allow the waste to be tipped out, and you've got an orange pressure relief button on the back of that cassette, so the waste doesn't spit and splatter back at you when you tip it away. Before you use that cassette, you put 1 litre of plain water in, or fresh water in, sorry, and a cap full of the blue fluid. At the back of the van, on either side, you've got your wind down legs again, as you can see, same as you've got at the front of the van. And again, that is just to stabilise the van. You'd never lift the caravan off the ground with those. Behind the door, you have the fridge vents to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit, and the top one will actually have a gas flue on there as well for the gas system for the fridge. On the side of the van as well, to the left hand side of the wheel, as you're looking at the door side, you'll actually see a flap that lifts up, and there is a 3-pin socket behind there, so you can have power out to an awning. You've then got your wind down leg again on the front left hand side, another storage locker, and your barbecue gas point. Coming inside the caravan, I'll pull the door over as we come in so you can see So as you can see, we're now looking at the control panel on the van. At the top here, you've got a voltmeter for the battery on board. Obviously, we haven't got a battery on here at the moment, but there will be to demonstrate the move in a few moments. Lights internally, all on one switch, as you can see just here. Master power switch for the caravan, awning light for the outside, and water pump run. Below that, you've got your Aldi control panel for the heating and hot water, and I'll come back to this in a moment once we filled the water system. The water system is actually already filled on this particular van, so it'll be a case of demonstrating how it works or how it feels. So underneath the front seat of the caravan, you'll find your yellow drain down valve at the back, just behind the pipe work. I'm trying to get a good angle on it there, just so you can see that underneath that black pipe. When you want to fill the water system, the water valve will need to be parallel with the floor as it is now. If you wanted to drain the system, you'd point it up towards the bottom of the seat. So to fill the water system, you're going to need to make sure the valves, as you can see here, are in this position, and this is how you would leave these valves at all times. You wouldn't necessarily play with these. It's all set up to run off the tank just underneath there as well, so it would fill that tank first, then it would run off the water in the hot water tank, and it would draw the water through from that tank just there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fill the water system, so like I said, with the yellow valve shut. We're going to come over to each tap on board the caravan, and we're going to open each tap up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, the water is now coming out of the system. So you're going to open each tap up on the hot side. That's all the taps on the sink and the shower as well. And then you're going to turn on your water pump with the aqua roll connector on the outside. What that'll do is fill the water system on board the van. And when you've got water running continuously out of each tap on board the caravan, you'd shut all of the taps off. At that point then, you can start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. That's where this control panel here comes in for your heating and hot water. As you can see at the moment, the Aldi control panel is turned on. You can also turn it off by coming over here and making it flash on the on and hitting the off button. That will completely turn off the heating and hot water. We want it on for now though. The first symbol we're going to come to here by coming across on the arrows is the internal room temperature of the caravan. Minus or plus to set the temperature. I'm going to leave it on 30 for now just so it gets nice and warm in here. Come across to the right again, you've got your hot water on or off, so you've got hot water on or hot water off. Again, I'm going to leave that turned on for now. It would actually boost the water system itself, a bit like your household boiler would, so you don't need to do anything with it to turn on a boost at all. If we come across to the right again, we've got the option to run gas for the heating and hot water. So you've got on or off for the gas. It will actually self-ignite on gas, so you don't need to do anything with that to get it to ignite. Next across here, we've got the amount of electrical power that is coming into the caravan. So you've got off, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, or 3 kilowatt. Here on site, we can only run the 2 kilowatts as a maximum power source. So as you can see, that is what we are running it on at the moment. As I said, hot water is heating's on at 30 degrees, hot water's on. Gas is turned off, and we've got 2 kilowatts of power coming into the caravan. So as you'll see, by the end of the video, we should have hot water coming out of each tap on board the caravan. Rather powerful pumps on these vans, so just maybe when you are using the water system, just bear in mind it may use the water a bit quicker than some vans that you may have previously had. Cooker and hob work the same as your household cooker. Gas igniters on top, or igniter on the front of the oven, sorry, and your gas controls on the front of the oven hob itself and on the front of the oven for the hob and grill. Light switches as you come around the caravan, as you'd expect to see underneath the cabinet and on the front of the cabinet. Microwave, again, works very much the same as a household microwave, no differences at all there. Next up, we're going to come to the fridge on board the caravan. Very simple to use, the fridge on this van. So you've got your main control panel here. You've got off at the top. You've got 240 on and temperature control for the 240 fridge. 240 volt that is. You've got 12 volt power for when you're towing. So when you've got a car connected at the front of the caravan, you'll actually be able to use the fridge as a cool box. If you want to run the fridge on gas, you spin the gas valve to the bottom. You'll press in the temperature valve and hit the igniter at the same time. You'll notice just here, we've got no gas on board at the moment, so it won't actually do it. But when the fridge does ignite on gas, and you're holding in the gas valve still when it has ignited, the little red line will go round into the green, and that will indicate that the fridge has ignited on gas. Once it has ignited, you'll hold in the valve for 5 to 10 seconds after igniting, then slowly release. To turn the fridge back off, you'll simply turn it back round to the off position at the top. Next up, we're going to go through the toilet system in the bathroom. The toilet system itself, the toilet when it is emptied will need to be pointing straight across the caravan towards the cabinet that is behind me. Electric flush on top of the toilet system itself, just here. You've got a full indicator light for the waste cassette that's in the cabinet or in the side of the caravan outside. And on the bottom of the toilet, you've got your waste flap to allow the waste into the toilet cassette itself. In the cupboard at the back of the van, you'll notice that all the heating tank, due to the fact it's got wet central heating on this van, that is actually the antifreeze tank, a bit like you've got on your car, or the header tank like you've got on your car. You never ever drain that system down. It could be a major problem for you if you did. But that's something, if you ever have a problem with, to contact us in the workshop team, and they'll be able to advise you on what to do next. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to drain down the water system before we go outside and demonstrate the motor mover. So to drain it down, you're going to turn the pump off just here. You're going to open all the taps up between the hot and the cold. I'm not actually going to be able to drain it down because the customers are due to see this caravan later today. But with all the taps open, you then go back to the front of the van where the yellow drain down valve is. And you'd open up the yellow drain down valve, and that would drain the water system completely down. And the tank you see there is actually the Audi hot water tank itself and heating system. So I'm going to go on to the outside now. I'm going to show you how to operate the mover, and then that will be the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching so far. If you give me a moment after showing you a quick look around inside the van, we will go on to the outside and demonstrate the mover. So to operate the motor mover, we're first of all going to get the motor mover engagement bar that you see just here. On the side of the van, you'll notice the motor mover itself. You're going to put the bar into place just here. You're going to push the bar over and lock it into position. Oh, wrong way. Pull the bar over and lock it into place with a good push. There we go. And that'll engage the motor mover against the wheel. Once you've done that, you can get the power key, which you take round to the other side of the van, where the battery box is. And behind that red cover that you see behind the power lead, you'd put this into place and turn the power on through 90 degrees. At that point, you can come back to the controller with the handbrake released on the front of the van. Come back to the controller, get the two green power buttons on the controller, and you'll be able to move the van forwards, backwards, turn, 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 and turn. Once you're done with the mover, you very simply turn the power back off to the controller by pressing the two green buttons. As you can see, you'll put the handbrake back on, disengage the motor mover by pulling the bar back over, and that would be the operation complete. You'd also turn off the red isolator switch inside the battery box, and then you'd be ready to tow back down the road. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Unicorn Madrid, please do give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoy the caravan.